Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. Welcome back to my playthrough of Apollo Justice. Sorry I've been delayed by a few days. Been working on that GTA Claude lore video. I know a few people are gonna ask. The video's gonna be out this week. So it's expected to be out this week. Put a lot of work into it. I hope you guys like it. But anyways, let's continue where we left off here. Let's do episode 3 now. Turnabout Academy. I had to choose this episode manually because all of my
a prestigious high school with alumni in the highest echelons of the legal world.
What the hell? What the? This this looks like something that you see out of those Japanese anime high school like horrors, like those high school horror anime that you see. Like, it looks like something like that. But anyways, what I was trying to say is I had to choose this episode manually because after I finished episode 2, technically episode 3 was next, but you guys told me that I should do the aquarium one next because it's chronologically the special episode. So I did that one, and that one pretty much overrode my autosaves. So I had to choose to start this one manually, but this is basically next chronologically in order after the aquarium one. Okay, Femis Legal Academy. Oh no, I'm gonna be late. Ooh, finally. So this is it. The illustrious Femis Legal Academy. This is the place where many distinguished lawyers and prosecutors got their start. When news spread that Mr. Wright had gotten his attorney's badge back, he received a call from the school asking him to pay a visit. Mr. Wright brought us along, hoping we'd learn something from the experience. But no, I had to go and blow it by getting here 30 minutes late. At least it's not all business today. After all, today's their school festival. This looks like the hallway where that murder happened. October 24, 1:29 p.m., Femis Legal Academy. 1F hallway. Wow, this place has school festival written all over it. Literally. Why all the cold stares? Is it because everyone's in a school uniform except me? Well, I like the way I dress. Wonder where Mr. Wright and Apollo are. Your attention, please. This is an announcement from the mock trial committee. The mock trial will begin shortly. All students and faculty, please proceed at once to the lecture hall. Thank you. Sounds like a mock trial is about to start, but where's this lecture hall? Looks like all the students and faculty are heading that way. Might as well join them. Maybe I'll find Mr. Wright and Apollo there. This is a pretty fancy school. October 24, 1:33 p.m., Femis Legal Academy. So the last part was in April, so yeah, so it's been like half a year then. This is the last case. This must be the lecture hall. Wow, they spent some serious money on this place. District Court can't even compete. Hey, Athena, over here. Ah, Mr. Wright, Apollo. I've been looking for you two. I'm so sorry I'm late. It's okay. Sorry we couldn't wait for you. But we didn't want to be late for our meeting. Lucky for you, the person we're supposed to meet also seems to be running late. Mr. Wright, Mr. Justice, it seems Professor Corte has yet to arrive. Oh. Okay, how unprofessional of her to keep visitors to our esteemed institution waiting like this. Well, I'm the professional here, but this guy's creepy. I shall make her right, I will not. Oh, who do we have here? Wow, is this guy like Socrates from ancient Greece or something? Oh, right. You haven't been introduced yet. Ah, yes. You must be the young lady Mr. Wright was telling me about. I am Aristotle Means, a professor at this hallowed hall, Aristotle. So literally, I was close. I was like guessing that he looked like a Greek philosopher. So he's based on Aristotle. I oversee the lawyer's course here. It is a pleasure to meet you. I'm Athena Sykes. I just recently got my attorney's badge myself. It's nice to meet you too. How wonderful. So vigorous and vivacious. You just earned yourself a gold star. This is creepy. Wow, thanks. That big smile of his is kind of scary, though. Looks like the mock trial is about to begin. What are we going to do about our meeting? Oh, speaking of the mock trial, do either of you know what it's about? Oh, but I thought we had sent a pamphlet to your office. Right, the pamphlet. Whatever happened to that? You won't be seeing it again. Trucy used it for the old rip-up and restore it trick. Unfortunately, it didn't work as advertised. Well, it seems I had better explain the situation then. Thank you, Professor. Okay. Phoenix Legal Academy. Now, does anyone have any questions? I do, Professor. Could you tell me all about your school? What an excellent question. Here's a gold star for asking. Our academy has 3 courses to choose from. Students seeking to be lawyers take the lawyer course. Likewise. Budding prosecutors take the prosecutor course, and future judges take the judge course. Wow, you have everything here for someone who wants to seriously pursue a career in law. Yes, well, that's what makes our school special, and today even more so. After all, we are to be treated to a lecture by the legendary attorney Phoenix Wright. We can't wait to hear all about his return to the legal profession. You're giving a lecture, Mr. Wright? But you're not even a professor. Yeah, well, I'm just giving them, what they want. Today's plans. Did you even know you were meant to be giving a lecture here today? Yeah, sort of, but I came early because I was supposed to have a meeting with the head of the judge course, Constance Court. Oh. Wait, that's the woman who's murdered. Yeah, that's the woman who's dead. Head of the judge course. Constance Court. What, so a lot of the characters, they have like Easter eggs in their names based on the type of person that they are. And that guy was Aristotle. He looks like a Greek philosopher. She's the head of the judge course. Her name is Constance Court. Yeah. It's been a whirlwind of a morning. Let's leave it at that. Professor Court. She is a wonderful instructor, but quite unpunctual. Oh, so that's who's late. From what I've heard, our esteemed Mr. Wright here is scheduled to hold a training seminar tomorrow, in addition to today's lecture. A training seminar? For lawyers? What exactly does that involve? Why, it involves the very skills that make a lawyer a lawyer. The arm angle when shouting objection, the proper way to strike the podium, how to project one's voice, and most importantly, how to bluff your way to victory. Who exactly do you want me to teach stuff like that to again? What a wonderful question. You just earned yourself a gold star. The great honor of taking a seminar by a famous lawyer and a famous prosecutor. That is what is at stake in this mock trial, the crown jewel of the school festival. Mock trial. The mock trial in question is a prestigious event that every student aspires to win. The top students in the lawyer course and the top students in the prosecutor's course face off in a simulated court case set in this very school. As for the case itself, we select the best script written by a judge course student and base our case on that. Oh, a one-on-one battle. How thrilling. So if the student studying to be a lawyer wins, they get to take my training seminar. And so here's the thing, I did a mock trial in school. When I took a law class in high school. I did a mock trial, and it was a civil case though. It was a civil case, but we ended up yes, it was a civil case. But we ended up losing the case. And I remember that the guy, basically the case that our teacher created for us, what happened was there was this guy who was jogging like at night, and the guy who was jogging at night, he had like no reflective clothing, he was jogging in the middle of the woods, so it was like a dark place. And basically what happens is, another guy was coming in and accidentally hit him. He didn't kill him, but he wounded him in the story. And that guy ended up suing that guy for damages, and so, my team, we were defending the car driver who hit the jogger. And basically, I remember I argued, I looked at what the jogger was wearing, and I basically said that the jogger was not wearing any reflective clothing, deciding to run at night, knowing that this could happen. And also there was actually even a sign in that area that said that traffic passes through here at night. So, even though it was kind of an isolated road, there was, like, a sign there that said that, like, traffic passes through here, and this was not a real case, by the way, this is all made up, but basically that's what I was arguing, is I was arguing that the guy was not wearing reflective clothing, and what happened is that this sign, the guy did not pay attention to this sign. So, literally, the guy ran through there not wearing any reflective clothing, but basically, there's a lot of people in my group that were not doing their work. There was a few other people that tried. It wasn't as bad as the college group projects that I talked about, but we ended up losing the case. But the thing about that is that when the teacher actually announced who won the case, my team started celebrating, thinking that they won, when no, they lost. So that was, yeah, I remember that. But at least even though that project, even though I had some group members that weren't working that hard, the thing about that is I still had fun in that case, trying to analyze it, trying to create arguments, so I still enjoyed doing that case overall. So if the student studying to be a lawyer wins, they get to take my training seminar. But what if the other student wins? I'm not a prosecutor, so... There's no cause for alarm. We have a famous prosecutor ready for just such a case. Oh, who is it? But exactly who it is, well, that's a special surprise. Oh, great. A famous prosecutor. No, it can't be. Professor Means, forgive me for interrupting you and your guest. Oh, I'm Juniper Woods, a senior in the judge course. Professor, the trial will begin shortly, since you'll be delivering the pre-trial speech. Would you mind waiting up in the balcony until we're ready for you? My, how very organized you are, Juniper. You just earned yourself a gold star, too. But what about Professor Court? Well, I suppose she'll eventually arrive. Now then, I trust you will look after our visitors, Juniper. Yes, of course, Professor Means. Juniper? Juniper Woods? Is that you? Hmm? Yeah, I was thinking that's her. That's from the first case. Then, Athena, I almost didn't recognize you. I didn't know you were back from Europe. So yeah, she looks like she has a very different, personality to her. She looks a lot more, gloomy. Wait, you two know each other. No, that's a coincidence. We've known each other, since we were kids. We're like best friends, right, Junie? Yes. Well, we lived close to each other, so we used to play in the forest together. Yeah, like a lot. Like a lot. Why won't she look at me? I guess I shouldn't be surprised, since we haven't seen each other in a long time. Anyway, we're supposed to go wait in the waiting room, right? Wait, so does this case... Let me know in the comments, guys. Does this take place before the bomb case? Or after the bomb case? The first one, the one with the bomb, because I remember she got accused of that. Now that I wouldn't mind taking in the mock trial you're putting on today. Unfortunately, the mock trial is only for students and faculty. There's one seat reserved for Mr. Wright, but no other exceptions are allowed. Yes, I'm very sorry, but it is part of the student curriculum after all. I hope you won't mind remaining in the waiting room until the trial concludes. Oh, that's too bad. I was hoping to learn something new today. I'll tell you what, Apollo. Why don't you, take my place? What? Really? Sure. Besides, I'd like to meet with Professor Court as soon as she gets here. Ah, no fair. I want to see the mock trial, too. Sorry, I'm going to let Apollo pull what little rank he has, if it's okay with Professor Means. But of course, Mr. Wright, if that is what you wish. It's settled then. We'll expect a full and detailed report, Apollo, so pay attention. Fisk, being the new kid sure stinks. If you would please follow me, I'll escort you down to the waiting room on the first floor. October 24, 2:15 p.m. Themis Legal Academy. 1F waiting room. Okay. Still, no Professor Court. It's been over 30 minutes. And Mr. Wright's snoozing away on the sofa. This is so boring. I should have hid in the lecture hall and spied on the mock trial. What was that? Eek, what was that? Well, she said exactly what I said. October 24th, Nemesis, Legal Academy. 1F hallway. Oh, Athena, I could have sworn I just heard something fall down and break. If you go running now, they'll think it was you. Well, it wasn't me. I think it came from somewhere outside. Oh, well, we better go have a look. Seeing as everyone else is in the lecture hall. Okay. MS Legal Academy. Outdoor stage. Is this stage for some sort of concert? This kind of reminds me of a courtroom. Wait, Athena, behind the witness stand. What? What? Wait. Something's not right here. In the first cutscene that we saw her dead in another place. She was dead in the hallway. She wasn't dead here. Professor Court, can you hear me, Professor? What, is that an arrow? What the? Wait, that's who we were supposed to be meeting with. It looks like our meeting's been canceled for us. No way. This can't be real. I called the police. They should be here soon. I'll go tell everyone in the lecture hall, too. No, wait. They'll find out soon enough once the police get here. Let's do our own crime scene investigation before it gets too crowded around here. No. This is not... this is what's really unrealistic about Ace Attorney, is if you stumble in on a crime scene, especially a murder case, you don't touch anything. You don't. You leave that to the police. You don't touch anything. Doesn't matter whether you're a lawyer. Doesn't matter, you know, who you are. Even if you just happen to be like a cop that like happened to find the scene, is you don't do that. You call in the detectives, you call in the crime scene investigators, you call in the people who specialize in that. You don't do that because once you start touching evidence, you can contaminate the scene. You can contaminate the scene with your own evidence, your own fingerprints, your own DNA. You know, so much stuff could basically go wrong. This is basically a giant no-no. You don't do something like this. It was like, literally, I remember my professors when I would just go crazy with this. They would just talk about how important it is not to disturb the crime scene, and they were right to emphasize it because there's so many things could disturb the crime scene, and so many things could absolutely go wrong with that. So yeah, you absolutely do not want to touch the crime scene. Let's do our own crime scene investigation for it. And also, a prosecutor could ruin a prosecutor or a defense attorney, depending on who at court, could also argue that the evidence, even if you get legitimate evidence, the evidence can't be used because it was contaminated by a third party. Huh? Are we even allowed to do that? It's no big deal as long as we leave it exactly like we found it. No. Oh, plus, no, never mind. Anyway, we should look around while the scene's still fresh. But, okay. You're the boss. Any ideas? In addition to checking the body, we should also check the area around it. We don't have much time. Check out only what you can. Nervous, Athena? Yes, I mean, no. Apollo didn't bat an eye at the alderman's body during that case in Ninetails Vale. I can't let him show me up. I can do this. Just take a deep breath and focus. So, Professor Court was... Yep, the professor I was here to meet with. Turns out she wasn't running late after all. How awful. He or she was lying dead and we thought she was late. What was that you were saying before, boss? You never finished. Oh, that. Don't worry. I'll fill you in later. But right now, let's focus on the investigation, okay? Oh, okay, sure. The suspense is killing me. I do like this in Dual Destinies, how, like, you can go around the crime scene now, so this is, like, a massive improvement. I guess I really do have to examine the body. No, you don't want to do that. Well, guess I'd better get used to stuff like this if I want to be a full-fledged lawyer. There's an arrow stuck in her side. Gunshot wounds and stab wounds are pretty common, but arrow wounds? This is a homicide any way you slice it. Other words, we have a murder on our hands. Murder? Here? So that makes this arrow the murder weapon. Well, That and the bow that shot it, right. But where could the killer have shot her from? The stage is a sea of obstructions. I'm no expert in archery, but it can't be easy to hit a target with this much stuff around. Would it be possible to kill somebody by stabbing them with an arrow? I'm not sure. Guess we better do some more investigating before jumping to conclusions. Technically, yes. You technically could stab someone with an arrow, but it would just be much more effective if it would be much more effective coming from a bow. What's this? What do we have here? A book? I'm guessing it fell out of her chest pocket. Oh, she's been tied up. Look at her arms. See that? Somebody had her tied up. Wait, what if it's her diary? That's the most private thing a girl has. True, but considering the situation at hand, my apologies to Professor Court. So, no, don't. Looks like more like a planner than a diary. Now, here's the thing, what I'll say about this. This right here. Remember, the body was seen in the cutscene. You saw those students that were around, and Woods was one of the students that was around the body. So the body was in the hallway. And now the body's here. And looks like the body's been tied up. So the body was brought here for a specific reason. So the killer basically wants us to find all this stuff. Looks more like a planner than a diary. Every page seems to have the same sword mark printed on it. At that routine report, need to speak with Hugh O'Connor. Meet with Hugh about that report yesterday. Report 24. Prepare for mock trial. Find a confirmation. Meet with Mr. Wright about training seminar. Mock trial begins. Still think a girl deserves her privacy, but this may help us solve the case. Court's planner. Constant Court's planner. Sword emblem is printed on the cover and on each page. This. I want to take a look at this. Notice anything strange about the body? Take a deep breath and then a good look. Well, now that you mention it, there's no blood around it. Yet the victim's body is cold and rigor mortis has already started to dissipate. It means the body's been out for some time. It would appear that quite some time has passed since Professor Court was murdered. Thing is, the quad was packed with students up until the start of the mock trial. Wait, then doesn't that mean she was killed at a different location? Yes. And also, here's the thing is, blood, I'm pretty sure that blood actually turns black over time. So, like, you're not, so, like, a lot of video games, when you find, like, somebody dead, like, you know, and they're, like, days later they're dead, you, like, find a body in other video games, blood is eventually gonna turn black over time. It's just gonna happen after some time. It's only red when it's fresh out of the body. Oh, I know. The killer moved the body here while everyone was in the lecture hall. That's a definite possibility. Notice anything else? Her arms are raised over her head, and there are dark bruises around her wrist. She was tied up. Yeah, the professor was probably tied up with something. And also, I want to add on something else. If you notice something strange also about the body, if you notice, there's no blood around the floor, anywhere here. You know, something like an arrow, that's going to cause a lot of blood to come out of the person. So blood's all over her shirt, but there is no blood anywhere else. So how did the killer move the body in here without blood getting in other places, like in the hallway and places like that? And I remember when they found the body in that first cutscene, the body didn't have the arrow in it. I'm pretty sure the body didn't. What if the arrow isn't what killed her? What if the arrow was actually put in the body afterwards? That's actually a possibility too. That would explain how they moved the body. Eventually, her wrists were unbound, and as she reached up to stretch, she was killed? Actually, I'm not so sure about this theory. Well, there's not exactly a lot to go on. I think that's about all we're going to find out from the body for now. Nice work, Athena. Your face, only turned 5 sage pale. I was expecting, 50. We should probably take a picture of the crime scene, just in case. Okay, I'm on it. Say cheese. And yeah, that probably would not be admissible in court, that picture. I think that should do it. Alright, let's take a better look around the area while we wait for the police to arrive. But yeah, you were the one who took the picture first before the police arrived. Probably wouldn't be used. The pile of rubble, sticks out like a sore thumb. Looks like broken pottery or plaster. Maybe this is the source of that noise we heard. There were supposedly 2 statues on the stage. Seem to recall hearing that a code from the Fine Art Club had made them. There were 2? Then that thing over there is the remains of another statue. This could be related to the case. Let's take a closer look. A newspaper here? There's something buried in the rubble. The famous Herald? Wait, we shouldn't disturb it. Let's just read what we can. Pending declaration of love rocks campus. Final act in torrid love triangle centered on campus. She-devil Juniper Woods. Level-headed lawyer course genius and hot-blooded prosecutor course student. Will go head-to-head in a mock trial battle for the She-Devil's black heart. That's what this is about? Hugh O'Connor has declared that he will confess to her as if he wins. Well, it's not really a secret if it's in the paper. Wait, what? I seriously wish I hadn't read that. You find that more shocking than discovering a murder victim's body? But we're talking about my friend Junie here. She'd never, lead guys on like that. Athena, you don't believe everything you read, do you? This article is clearly written with malicious intent. I'm not buying a word of it. You're right, but it's still disturbing, even if it's third-rate tabloid material. School paper, malicious scoop on an alleged love triangle involving Junie. So this. Wonder what this was a statue of. Whatever it was reddish-purple in color. When Apollo and I first got here, both statues were already here, but they were covered up. Bet they were waiting to unveil them when the school festival moved here to the stage. You mean this duffel bag-looking thing was actually being used to cover the statues? I guess that just leaves a question. Were they broken by accident or on purpose? What a puzzle this is. Mr. Wright, Athena! Oh, here comes Apollo. I've never seen anyone move so fast. Listen, something big's happened. I was at the mock trial when the police announced a body had been found on campus. Yeah, that's right, and we're the ones who phoned it in. We found Professor Court dead behind the witness stand over there. What? Can you show me? What the? We've already had a quick look at the body. It's definitely a homicide. Once the police get here... No, I know it's a homicide. I'm shocked because it's the same. Exactly the same. What? Whoa there, Apollo. Take a deep breath and explain what you mean. It's the same. The body, that is. It's just like how it was in the mock trial. What? It's like the mock trial? I know, it sounds crazy, but... The body's location and position, the murder weapon, the lack of pooling blood. So I was right, there's a lack of blood around the body. It's all exactly like the mock trial. You're kidding, right? It can't really all be the same. Can it? Well, here come the police. I want to find out what the hell is going on, this school. There's some really bad crap happening at this school. October 24, Themis Legal Academy. 3F Lecture Hall. The whole school's in an uproar. There won't be any more classes today. Murder on campus. That's the last thing I expected at a legal academy. I'll go tell Professor Means what we observed when we discovered the body. You two wait here until you've spoken with the police. Yes, boss. I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe we have to wait around here. I can't stay still at times like these. I hope Junie hasn't fainted from the shock of this whole thing. Ah, Athena. Athena. There you are. Junie, am I glad to see you? I was worried that... Don't worry about me. I'm a student council president after all. I need to be strong. Student council president? Wow, I'm impressed. She's really changed. She used to be kind of sickly and shy. Juniper, was it? You mind if we ask you a few questions? Yeah, we're stuck here waiting for the police, and there's really not much to do. Sure. What would you like to know? Juniper Woods. I haven't seen you in ages, Junie. What's it been? 7 years or so? Yes, and I remember how you were always there for me, Athena. Maybe it's just me, but I wanted to ask why you seem so distant. Yeah, so this is before the bomb case then. Remember how you used to call me Athena? I liked it better that way. It felt like we were sisters, you know? Yes, but I'm student council president now. And as the student representative of Themis Legal Academy, I have to act properly. She was never this stiff and formal before. I know you knew you wanted to be a judge, but I didn't expect this. Such a prestigious school, and you're in the judge course to boot. Yes, and Professor Court had been in charge of it until, well, you know. Oh, right. Professor Court was the professor in charge of Junie's course. Constance Court. What sort of teacher was Professor Court? If I had to sum her up in a single word, I'd say she was amazing. A judge must always seek the truth. That was her mantra, and she used it in trying to fix what was wrong with our school. She was a beacon of hope in this dark age of the law. What's wrong with your school? What did you mean by that? Oh, nothing. Never mind. Am I imagining things, or did I just detect something in Junie's voice? Professor Court chose my script for the mock trial. Oh, you mean all of the students in the judge course had to submit a script? And yours was the one she selected. Wow, that's amazing, Junie. Oh, thank you, but now, Professor Court is... Who would do such a thing? Just yesterday, we were working together, trying to get, things ready. Excuse me. Are you alright, Junie? Maybe you should take it easy for a while. So she's still got that cough. Guess she's not as strong as she pretends to be. The mock trial. Why do you need a script in a showdown between a lawyer and a prosecutor? Well, we are simulating a trial, so we need a script as a framework. All the details about the incident and the people involved are included in the script. We also prepared a crime scene, photos, a murder weapon, and other kinds of evidence. Wow, you guys think of everything. It must be hard getting all that ready. Yes, well, it was only Professor Court and I. After all, we didn't want the script or other elements of the mock trial to get leaked. We were the only ones in the entire school who knew all of the details. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. No. Let me see here. Oh, great. Yeah, I already know what's gonna happen. She is gonna get accused of the murder. She's gonna get accused of it. How do I know? Because look at what she just said. Yes, well, it was only Professor Court and I. After all, we didn't want the script or other elements of the mock trial to get leaked. We were the only ones in the entire school who knew the details. And the fact that she was murdered just like in the mock trial, and she's the only person that knew how the body was supposed to be in the mock trial, she's gonna get accused. She's gonna get arrested over that. That's what the prosecutor's gonna go after her with. Must have been a big pain in the... Or, I mean, that must have been really difficult. I wrote the script so that the case could go either way. That way, the defense and the prosecution both had an equal chance of winning. Heh, if you think that's all she's capable of, you got another thing coming. Huh? Who said that? Juniper's genius doesn't stop at her brilliant script. Yeah! She gave an award-winning performance to the defendant, man! I think I found a rival to my Cords of Steel. Huh? You, Robin, aren't you going to introduce yourselves to our guests? The student council president, I won't have you treating them rudely. Here's the thing is, this music that you're hearing right now, this is a really old Capcom background song, the music that's actually playing right now. This song is like, over 20 years old, this song that's actually playing right now. This song is actually not originally from the Ace Attorney series. A lot of people think that it is. In the original Ace Attorney game, you can actually hear this same song playing in a few cases. But this song is actually from the game Mega Man Legends. If anybody's ever played Mega Man Legends, in Cadillacs Island, when you actually go into the police station, I'm pretty sure this is the song that plays in the police station in Cadillacs Island. Hey, you're right. I heard Mr. Wright was bringing a couple of guests with him. That would be you two, Apollo Justice and Athena Sykes. Yep, I'm Athena Sykes. And I'm Apollo Justice. Nice to meet you. I'll pass on the handshake. I'm studying to be a lawyer. The name's Hugh O'Connor. But some call me Mr. Perfect because I never score less than 100% on tests. Most pretentious introduction ever. And what's with his hand? Is it glued to the inside of his pocket, or what? Eesh. Let me be the first to apologize for Hugh's totally rude introduction. Sorry! Now here's my intro. I'm Robin Newman. I'm studying to be a prosecutor, like the really cool kind that nails the bad guys. No! Where's the sincerity? So he makes pottery too. And what's that bracelet contraption for? Junie sure has made some unusual friends. These two were the lawyer and the prosecutor in today's mock trial. And even though I wrote the script, I also played the part of the defendant. Final act in torrid love triangle centered on campus, she-devil Juniper Woods. Level-headed lawyer course, genius and hot-blooded prosecutor, a course student. We'll go head-to-head in a mock trial battle for this, she-devil's black heart. Wait, these two are the guys who supposedly have a thing for Junie? Hey, Juniper, come on. Your role's way beyond just that. That's right! The mock trial is just a start. She's also in the school festival main event. Live on stage, Juniper Woods. And the crowd goes bananas. Woo! I'm supposed to sing at the school festival. All the other girls were too embarrassed to try out, so... My Junie singing? On stage in front of people? Wow, she really has changed. Your performance. I was responsible for making everyone's stage costumes. And this is what I'll be wearing. Well, that looks a lot like what Lamaror wore. That's amazing, Junie. But then again, you were always good at that kind of thing. These, constellations in particular are really something. Oh, thank you. One of my favorite things to do is to look up at the stars in the middle of the forest. Huh? So you're a fan of the night sky, then? Wow, Apollo, didn't know you were such a romantic. It's not like that. I have this friend, he and I go way back, who got me really interested in space. Wait, you had a friend when you were young? Color me surprised. As student council president, I cannot allow such mean-spirited teasing to continue. Eep. I think she's angry. A costume Junie was supposed to wear. It has a glowing star pattern, with notes 2 pages. The costumes were no problem. But as for singing, I'm not sure I... No! You can do it! That's right. And anyone who says otherwise will have to answer to me. It's like a chivalrous love triangle, a damsel in distress and 2 knights in shining armor. Maybe that Dennis Herald article wasn't too far from the truth. Speaking of the latest news, wonder how the mock trial turned out. So who won? So how did the mock trial end? We were just about to reach a verdict when the police arrived. Now we'll never know how it would have turned out. I guess that's what happens when there's a real murder during a fake murder trial. It ended right before the verdict. Talk about bad timing. I was this close, man. I bet I would've won. But I bet the defense wasn't doing too badly either, right? Well, settle this some other time. And I assure you, I will win when that time comes. Like, I'm gonna let that happen. I don't think so. Okay, you need to calm down, dude. Take a chill pill. I hope they don't end up hurting each other. Oh, don't worry. The 3 of us have been good friends since we enrolled here. Heh, we even have proof of our friendship. Proof? Like physical evidence proof? Yes, we're studying for a career in law. And in the legal world, evidence is everything. Yeah, as long as our friendship lasts, you can bet we'll be carrying them around. The famed Femis Legal Academy ingenuity at work. So, what exactly is this proof of friendship anyway? Well, it's a secret, and if I show you, it would be bad luck. Oh, okay. I knew it would. I knew it. There's definitely some discord in Junie's voice. Yeah, something she's not telling us. Our friendship is sacred and inviolable. It's not something to be put cheaply on display. Proof? We don't need no stinking proof. Us 3 are friends forever. I can hear discord in her voices too. But they're talking about their friendship. What's going on here? Something wrong, Athena? No, it's nothing. Oh. Alright, then. Hey, isn't that... Everyone stay where you are. Don't move a muscle. Oh, of course, I knew it. Detective Fulbright. Is something wrong? Why, if it isn't my little lawyer friend, sorry, but the small talk will have to wait. Juniper Woods. You're under arrest for the murder of Constance Court. I'm what? Wait a second, what's going on here? Why are you arresting Junie? I knew it. I knew it. Please, Detective Fulbright. We're involved in this case, too. Ah, so you're the lawyers the dispatch said were first on scene. I can't tell you everything, but I will say this. There are two major reasons for her arrest. Number one, the suspect led somebody to where the body was. I didn't. And number two, the crime scene is exactly how the suspect portrayed it in her script. But you can't arrest her on just those grounds. True, but there's more. However, Prosecutor Blackwell specifically told me to say no more than that. So Blackwell's the prosecuting attorney on this one too. Detective Fulbright, we found this in the suspect's pocket. What is this? What? That looks like an ice pick. Well, why? There's blood on this. That's evidence we made for the mock trial. A mock trial? Never heard of such a thing, but sounds fishy to me. Real fishy. Now, if you would, officers. Yes, sir. But... Hi. Junie. I have to do something. I can't let them take her away like this. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have work to do. I'm surprised he didn't say "Justice we trust."
Hold it! Hold it! I refuse to believe that she's the killer! Junie! I've decided. I'm going to defend you. I'll fight with everything I've got. Athena. Junie, it's good to hear you say that name again.
Hate to interrupt your bonding time, but... Aren't you rather new to all this? You're barely even a lawyer. Well, I don't have much experience. I may need Apollo and Mr. Wright's help at times. But nobody believes in Junie as much as I do. I'll help you too, Juniper. There's no way you murdered your professor. Nina. Apollo. Thank you both. I'm counting on you. We've got your back, Junie. Guess things worked out after all. Now that you have your lawyers, Miss Woods, it's time for us to head back to the station. I can't believe Junie's been arrested for murder. And I can't believe I accepted her case without asking Mr. Wright. Take a deep breath and relax, Athena. I'm here to help with whatever you need. So let's get right on the case. Right. Hey, I won't have this case left in the hands of rank amateurs. If anyone's going to solve this case, it'll be me. Time to investigate. Why that smug little... He hasn't even finished law school. You! That was totally rude. And you're not the only one on the case, man. I'm in too big time. Juniper Woods, I'm gonna save you. Now that those two are gone, let's get back to what I was talking about in front of the stage. About the mock trial, that is. Alright, you said the victim's location, position, and so on were just like the script. Exactly. But without the script or any props, it's kind of hard to explain. Perhaps I could help. Her forehead. Is that Clavier? Oh, yeah, it's Clavier. I haven't seen him in a long time. For Prosecutor Gavin, what are you doing here? And his theme is playing again. You two seem to know each other. Is someone going to introduce me? Why, I do believe, we have a fresh face here. Greetings, Fraulein. I'm Clavier, Gavin. Some know me as a prosecutor, but I'm most famous for my former rock band. We were quite popular, you know, but regrettably, the band went kaput. That means finished. Perhaps you've heard of us, the Gaviners. I was the lead vocalist. Never heard of your band. Then again, I was out of the country till only recently. But, can I get your autograph? You just met him like 3 seconds ago and you want his autograph? Forgive me, Fraulein, but I've retired from the music biz. But I'd be happy to offer my autograph as a rock star prosecutor, Clavier Gavin. Oh, okay, that one then. She's a lively one, hey forehead. Didn't know she was your type. She's the newest member of Write Anything Agency, that's all. Nice to meet you, I'm Athena Sykes. A pleasure to meet you, Athena Sykes. Now that the intros are out of the way, I'm sure you have some questions for me, our forehead. So yeah, Clavier from Apollo Justice that we were playing in the first game in this trilogy, he's a pretty honest prosecutor for the most part. He doesn't pull really scummy things like Black Quill. Why are you here? So, what are you doing here, Prosecutor Gavin? I'm here for the same reason as your boss, to give a lecture and a training seminar. So he's the famous prosecutor they invited. And I have another crucial role to play. The Gaviners are getting back together for a one-time special performance. Even though you guys disbanded, which was a shame, by the way, really. Yeah, I know how much you adore our music, her forehead. Anyway, I studied abroad in Germany to get my badge early, but I did graduate from here. Wait, so that performance Junie mentioned. I see you've already heard about that. One student representative was selected to sing with us on stage. And the stage is supposed to look like this tomorrow. 2 big banners and a pair of wicked statues. This is just an illustration, but it's not half bad. Wicked statue. That's the statue that got destroyed. It was Clavier's statue that got destroyed. And the other statue is Mr. Wright. Yeah, so it's Mr. Wright and Clavier. Bingo, Fraulein, and they were so big and magnificent too. What a terrible waste. But the worst part of this whole thing is my long-awaited reunion with my mentor never came to pass. Wait, don't tell me your mentor was Professor Court. She was the one who taught me how to think about the law. Constance Court. So Constance Court was your professor here at the Academy. She may have taught the judge course, but she had a huge impact on me. He was fond of saying, the end is only justified through the proper means. Through the proper means, I like that quote. She wouldn't tolerate dishonesty and always reverted what was right beyond all else. I can feel Prosecutor Gavin's sadness. Oh no, I think I'm gonna cry. Athena, are you tearing up? No, I can't blame you. Prosecutor Gavin owes a lot of who he is to Professor Court. Exactly. So as you can see, we are both joined in purpose, so to speak, yeah? Now, let's rock this place hard. Huh? I don't follow. Let's rock what? Forget already, her forehead. I said I'd help you explain the mock trial. We're going to reprise it right here in the lecture hall. It might help us catch her killer. October 24th, Femis Legal Academy. 3F Lecture Hall. Mock trial reenactment, all rise. Right. The stage is ready. And you, her forehead, ready to rock. No. The defense is not ready to rock. You saw the actual mock trial earlier, right? Just relax, you'll do fine. Besides, we have the script right here. Junie's masterpiece, the one everyone's been talking about. Yeah, and there's only one in existence. I borrowed it, if you will. Now, Fraulein, we'll need you to play the part of defendant and judge as per the script. Okay, got it. I've only read the case outline so far. I don't know how it actually turns out, so I'll treat this like I'm prosecuting a real case. You, her forehead, will play the part of a fledgling lawyer, as you were born to play. All the evidence is also here with us. We have everything we need to reprise the mock trial. Press bien, let's get started. Defendant / Judge Athena Sykes is psyched and ready to rock. Court is now in session for our reenactment of the mock trial. Or what I'd like to call the mock trial. Yeah, a double mockery perhaps, but a trial is still a trial. Achtung, baby, it holds no bard. Let's rock. Achtung means attention in German. Can't we take it easy today?
Objection!
It may just be a mock of a mock, but there's only one way to compete. You play to win. So remember, each time I catch you slacking off, I'm holding you in contempt of court. Great. A judge that voices her own objections and abuses her judicial powers. Talk? Summary of the facts? Now then, Prosecutor Gavin, your opening statement, if you please. You got it, Fraulein Judge. Our case is set in a school very much like this one. The victim, a professor, female. The defendant, an archery club member, also female. Oh, me. Oh my. I'm innocent. Innocent, I tell you. That's some serious bad acting, Fraulein. Anyway, the victim's body was discovered in the middle of the quad. Here's a shot of the crime scene. Ironically, it was Professor Court who posed as the corpse. Her forehead, how did the mock trial participants react to this photo? The thing is, though, it's not like her hands were above and they were tied. So it's a little bit different. It's not the same. The diary isn't there either. Miss Newman was surprised by what Professor Court was wearing. He reacted with, oh, the green sweatsuit. That's not exactly what I would pick to focus on, so why would he care about that? Too much of a fledgling to know what's important, that one in any case. Both in the mock trial and the actual case, Professor Court was wearing a sweatsuit. Moving right along.
Hold it!
Hey, wait a second. The body was discovered in the same area as the mock case, although there was a stage. Plus, the murder weapon on an arrow and the lack of blood are also the same. That's right, and therein lies the significance of this mock trial. Let's keep rocking it hard, just like that. Defense's argument. Before the crime occurred, the defendant was to meet with the victim in the quad. Let's see here. When I arrived at our meeting place, I found the professor with an arrow in her stomach. But it wasn't me, I didn't kill her. You don't have to ham it up like that, Athena. It's called getting into character, her forehead. Don't be such a wet blanket. Right. Let's see. Oh yeah. Then Hugh said, a frail code used her bare hands to stab her professor with an arrow. I don't think so. Time of the murder, a male student was seen holding a bow in the archery club room, which has a clear view of the quad. He shot the arrow into the victim before my client even got there. Nine, her forehead. That means no. That feigned swagger does not suit you in the least. Order! Especially you, Mr. Justice. Me? But I was just trying to get into it like Mr. Euro Rocker said. Prosecution's rebuttal. So, the victim was shot from the archery club room before the meeting even took place. Hence, the defendant could not be the killer. That seems to be the defense's assertion. Prosecutor Gavin, do you have any objections? The autopsy report notes the edges of the victim's wound were unusually ragged. Could such physical trauma possibly result from an arrow shot from a bow? 9. I believe the victim was impaled with the arrow by hand. Post-mortem. Wow. So I was right. So somebody went up and stabbed the body with the arrow afterwards. But if the arrow didn't kill the victim, what did? In short, the real murder weapon was not the arrow at all. When Robin was prosecutor, he had a tough time determining the real murder weapon. Well, he's just a student, a warm-up act, while I'm the real deal, the headliner, so to speak. The true murder weapon was, most likely, the owl that was left in the art room. Owl? An owl? What's that? An owl, you say? What might that be? It's a kind of tool used for poking holes in paper, wood, and other materials. Oh, the ice pick. I thought it was an ice pick. It's kind of like an ice pick. Oh! Wow, okay, he says it too. I have a photo of it here if you're interested. Gross. It's all bloody up to the handle. Please tell me it's paint. Most likely, Fraulein. Pretty realistic, yeah. Let's pretend it's real blood for now. The defendant's prints were lifted from the murder weapon. Furthermore, traces of the victim's blood were discovered in the art room. That's where I believe the murder actually took place. So, the question now is, how did the body get from the art room to the stage? How the body was moved. The murder took place in the 3rd floor art room. The body was found in the quad. It must have been quite a chore moving the body all the way. Not at all. There's a maintenance area and a storehouse right around the outside of the art room. And a cart used to carry balls around was found there. Oh, I think I've seen one of those before. That's a pretty big one. A jumbo, yeah, big enough to fit a person, or a body in it. The defendant dropped the body from the art room window, then moved it with the cart. That is how a high school girl could easily have moved the body all by herself. You don't say!
Objection!
A body dropped from 3 stories up would show signs of massive blunt force trauma.
Objection!
That may be true, but you failed to account for the large high jump mat in the storehouse. A body dropped onto such a mat would show no signs of blunt force trauma. Yikes. It's almost scary how similar this whole case is to the mock trial proceedings. Quite the crafty killer, and in an attempt to cast suspicion on the archery club. They moved the body to the quad, where it would be an easy shot from the club room. Then the killer faked the murder weapon by inserting an arrow into the owl's stab wound. Sounds like he has only high praise for Junie's script. Were there any further arguments from the defense? Nope. Seemed like the teacher who was playing the judge was satisfied too. Time for the finale, then. Your verdict, if you please, Fraulein Judge. Huh? Oh, right, that's me. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Juniper Woods... Wait a second. Even if this is just a mock trial of a mock trial, I don't want to declare Junie guilty. Yeah, perhaps that's not such a good idea. Let's end our mock trial here. Besides, it's about time I get back to my investigation. Thanks, you two. That little run through the mock trial cleared up quite a few things. Mock trial script, a top secret script written by Junie. There's only 1 copy. How did Clavier get that copy? Actun, baby. The prosecution's already got a witness sized up too. A body with protruding arrow was found in the quad, but the murder weapon was an owl. The arrow was inserted as a ruse. The murder scene was the art room, where traces of blood were found on the floor. The body was dropped from the 3rd floor art room to the maintenance area below. A mat was laid out on the cushion to fall. A ball cart from the storehouse then used to move the body. Why the body was moved? The archery club's room has a good view of the quad. The body was moved in the quad to make it look like an archery club member had shot the victim with an arrow. Owl. Buy with school festival funds, get from hardware store. Arrow. If I borrow one from the archery club, it could give away part of the script's plot. Sweatsuit. Victim's outfit will be a red one from the prosecutor course. So sweatsuit. The sweatsuit's color is already different. That was quick. Prosecutor Blackwill's almost too good. You're sure in a helpful mood today, Prosecutor Gavin. Well, like I said, I just want to catch whoever killed Professor Court. And there's no reason for me to start butting heads with you two. Anyway, I won't say goodbye, as I'm sure I'll be seeing you later. I always thought prosecutors were all a rather scary bunch. Prosecutor Gavin seems pretty nice. Yeah, he's not so bad as prosecutors go. We should get back to investigating too. Don't have nearly enough information yet. And we also have to tell Mr. Wright that we accepted Junie's case. Right. Looks like we have our work cut out for us. Hallway? This looks like the place where the murder actually happened. Remember, in the, MS Legal Academy hallway. Ah, Mr. Wright. I heard they arrested your friend, Juniper. Yeah, Detective Fulbright just took her in. I refuse to believe that one of our students is capable of murder. We must prove her innocence by any means necessary. The end justifies the means. What do you mean by the end justifies the means? I, Professor Means, always say what I mean. And what I say, by all means, remember the proper means. The end justifies the proper means. From that other quote. Here at our esteemed academy, we train our students to produce meaningful results. You believe in Juniper's innocence, do you not? Of course I do. Junie would never hurt a fly. This is scaring me. Precisely. We have justice on our side. The only other thing we need are results. It is the height of folly to endanger your client by failing to pursue all means possible. Sure, I want to prove her innocence, but I don't like the sound of that end justifies the means part. Well, you are still young and idealistic. It's no wonder you fail to see the wisdom therein. There is but one thing to do now. I must personally take up Juniper's defense. You're going to take her case, Professor Means? I may be a professor, but I'm still licensed to practice law. In fact, I have even battled Professor Court in, well, in court. No kidding, so you guys were rivals or something? No, nothing of the sort. She was an esteemed colleague at the academy and in court. You see, both Professor Court and I graduated from this academy at the top of our class. Wow, I bet they both used to really bring it. Now, if you would excuse me, I'd best go discuss the case with Juniper. Professor Means, please wait. I didn't want to say anything, but Apollo and I already agreed to take her case. It's true, Juniper is counting on us to prove her innocence. Really now, you two. And when were you planning on telling me? Sorry, boss, I know we should have asked first, but... relax. Your friend was just hauled away in front of your eyes. Sometimes you just have to make snap decisions, and I think you made the right one. How wonderful. Very well, Athena Sykes, let me ask you just one thing. As a lawyer, what is it that you treasure beyond all else? That's an easy one, Professor. Seeking justice for my clients. What a wonderful answer. Juniper must be overjoyed to have a friend such as you. As a professor, I too shall do whatever I may to help her. And if you decide to take the end justifies the means strategy, come see me at once. Yeah, that's not a good thing, the way he's saying that. The end justifies the means strategy. He's basically, what I think he's basically saying is it doesn't matter what you do as long as you win. I think that's basically what he means. Let's just hope it never comes to that. Now, if you would excuse me. Well, time's a wasting. You better start investigating and fast. But first, how about I tell you everything I know so far? Yes, please. About the murder. Have you learned anything new about the case? Actually, I ran into Prosecutor Gavin, and he told me something interesting. Seems the murder took place in the art room. There's traces of a large pool of blood there. The police believe the body was moved from there to the stage. What? Really? It's like the mock trial again. The police are searching the art room. But whether they find anything, well, what? Come to think of it, let's do our own crime scene investigation before it gets too crowded around here. Huh? Are we even allowed to do that? It's no big deal as long as we leave it exactly like we found it. Plus, no, never mind. Now, where was I again? But there's really no need to talk about it right here, right now. I want you to find out for yourselves. Rumor about the academy. So, were you shocked by your conversation with Professor Means? Oh, I guess so. Actually, that was pretty shocking. The dark age of the law. I'm sure you've heard those words before. Sure, a number of times. Prosecutors file false charges, and lawyers fight back by fabricating evidence. Yeah, rigging a trial, basically. There's a lot of that going around these days. But the question is, how is it related to the case at hand? Training students to produce results. That is the school's policy. Well, that end of itself isn't a bad thing, right? As long as those results come by fair and honest means. Oh, but what was it that Professor Means said? The end justifies the means. So yeah, I'm basically right in what I'm saying, that he's basically saying that as long as you win the trial, it doesn't matter how you do it. That's basically what he's saying. It's like, no, you don't break morals, you know, you don't break laws in order to win a trial. The hell? To survive the dark age of the law, you must use any means necessary. Fabrication of evidence and false charges are unavoidable in the quest for results. That's what they're preaching here at Demis Legal Academy. But what will happen to our legal system if results are all that matter anymore? Haha, relax. It's just a rumor. I'd take it with a grain of salt if I were you. Fabrication of evidence and false charges unavoidable in the quest for results. I wonder if that's what Professor Means is teaching. Well, that's a relief. He had me going there for a minute. Wait a second. What if Mr. Wright examined the victim's body for a reason? Maybe he was worried someone might actually tamper with the evidence. I think that about wraps up what I know so far. The fact that this case closely resembles Miss Wood's script is obviously important. So yeah, if he was worried that somebody might have tampered with it, that's actually a reason to actually be around there. Knowing that, you should probably try and identify what's the same, what's different. Okay, I'll try talking to as many people as I can on campus. October 24th, MS Legal Academy. 3F Lecture Hall. Look, there's Hugh. Hey, Hugh! Oh, it's you two. Do you want something? Did you find anything? You said you were going to find do some investigating of your own. Nope, nothing yet. I'm afraid it's not looking very good for Juniper. You don't really think Juniper could have done something like this, do you? Only the author and the victim knew the contents of the script. Both the stage and the art room were in the exact same state as described therein. Nobody can mimic the crime scene like that unless they already read the script or wrote it. But here's the thing about this, is if I was a defense attorney, what I would basically argue is, why would she follow that script? If she is the only one who knows that script, why would she follow it in committing that murder? Like, what's the point? Because it's just making herself look guilty. That's what I would argue. But look, Professor Means is better able to handle this than you two. So just leave it to him. There it is again. I'm picking up some discord in Hugh's voice. Hugh O'Connor. Hugh, would you mind telling me a little bit about yourself? Whatever. I'm 6'1", and under this uniform, I'm 100% lean muscle. My grades are outstanding, and I'm the ace of the archery club. Needless to say, ace of the archery club. I never miss my mark. Oh, and I'm incredibly humble too. How can you even say that with a straight face? Those around me call me a genius, but I pay them no mind. But when it comes to tests, I always get 100%, so I suppose it's only natural for them to say I'm a genius. But as I said before, I pay them no mind. I heard you the first time. But what about the mock trial? It sounded like you were about to lose to Robin. There's a very good reason for that. You see, right before the mock trial started, I saw the body. You saw the body? Right, and I was so distraught that I basically handed Robin a victory. Hugh, would you mind telling us a little bit more about that? He just admitted to being at the crime scene. Right, before the mock trial, the campus was empty. Everyone was here in the lecture hall. Your attention, please. This is an announcement from the mock trial committee. The mock trial will begin shortly. All students and faculty, please proceed at once to the lecture hall. I'm trying to sound like the speaker. That's right. There was that announcement, and then everyone came in here. The only exception were the mock trial participants. Juniper, Robin, and I were in our personal dressing rooms next door. Wow, your own personal dressing rooms? That's totally VIP treatment. Actually, they're for student-teacher meetings. They don't even have windows. The other two waited patiently in their rooms, but that's not my style. So I headed over to the archery range on the other side of the quad. I did some meditation while I waited. That's the best way to relax. Then, just before the mock trial was to start, I headed back towards the main building. As I walked across the quad, I passed in front of the stage. So that's when you saw the body. And why did you not tell the police this? Right, it was quite a shock. As much as I hate to admit it, my legs were shaking. I could have easily beaten Robin if I hadn't been for that. Wait, hold it right there. You went through with the mock trial even though you had just discovered a body? Yeah, exactly. Why didn't you tell anyone? I mean, we're about to talk about someone getting killed here. I think I know why. Was it because of this? Ah, where'd you get that? So this article in the Themis Herald is true. The winner of the mock trial would get to make his confession to Junie. Right, but if I reported the body I'd found, the whole thing would be called off. So he did not report finding a dead body because he wanted to win the mock trial? My god. Yeah, if you find something like a, here's the thing, if you find a body and you don't report it to the police, I'm trying to remember what the charge would be. It wouldn't be tampering with evidence. It wouldn't even be accomplice to the crime. There's something else. Like, I'm pretty sure you get charged for that. If you find a crime scene and you do not notify the authorities, I'm pretty sure that there is some kind of charge for that. I would have to look up what that is called exactly, but he really wanted to win that bad enough to ignore a dead body. Sorry, but that's not normal. Or could their love for Junie really be that strong? Thanks for sharing that important piece of information with us. It may prove useful at tomorrow's trial. Good, because that's all I have to say about that matter. Thanks. And don't worry, we'll prove Juniper's innocence, you'll see. Can't say you to inspire much confidence. Okay, Athena. What next? Can I present him with something? This. That's from the archery club. We let the school use it for the mock trial. Never figured it would end up being used like it was. Of course, the real murder weapon isn't an arrow at all. I know. The fact remains that it was used in this whole, insidious plot. But a mouth breather like you couldn't possibly understand. You see, archery is a sport that demands advanced mental focus. And the killer's actions have done harm to its image. I know exactly what you mean, except for that mouth breather remark. Well, let's hope that someday you will, because it couldn't be any more self-evidence. I like him less and less every time he opens his mouth. Is it just me as your name here? Hey, that's my name. But how should I know what it's doing here? From being that whole campus looks up to me. I'm not surprised to find my name mentioned here and there. I'm not surprised he said that, being the narcissist he is. So you really declared that you confessed to Junie if you won the mock trial. Because he's definitely not the shy type. Yeah, well, that's just the genius, that is me. My thoughts and actions are on a whole, other level from you mouth breathers. No, it's your vanity that's on a whole, other level. Random junk from some mouth breather? What makes you think I'd wanted to see that mouth breather? Hey, the least you could do is make it more interesting by telling me how cool I am. Who's this guy think he is? Mock trial script? I get it. This is your way of mocking my defeat. You like shoving people's shame in their faces. That's your modus operandi. That means MO. No, that wasn't my intention. Besides, you were never actually defeated. Oh, I suppose you're right. Or is this just a trick intended to provoke me? That wasn't my intention, either. Then what was your intention? I know, you're trying to toy with my emotions. Wow, this guy can't take being humbled. Old country style. Okay, the stage? October 24. MS Legal Academy. Outdoor stage. I thought the area was cordoned off. Hey, the police are discussing something over there. Oh, I know. I'll just quietly sneak over for a listen. Here goes. Athena, watch where you're... Hands off, what's that, huh? Eek! Ouch. Who put this stupid box here? Wait. Eek! Paulo, this box! There's... what now? There's someone or... something inside. Don't let it be a snake! This is... What the hell? You morons just blew my cover. What the? There really is someone inside. That someone is me, Miriam Scuttlebutt, and I'm a senior in this judge course. What's with the box? I'm the fate of who live in the shadows. It's the fate of who live in the shadows. There's a very good reason why none may see my face by the light of day. Wait, if you're taking the judge course, did you write a mock trial script too? You really want to see my script that bad? Well, you better watch out. Read it without my permission, and you'll wish you hadn't. Who cares? I'm sure it was rejected for a good reason. Miriam Scuttlebutt? Oh, so you're studying to be a judge too, and you must be classmates with Juniper. Are you a friend of hers? Juniper? Sure, she's my friend. That's why I'm gathering info. Now, tell me all you know. You know for tomorrow's trial. For tomorrow's trial? What are you talking about? I'm gonna take the stand, naturally. The witness for the prosecution is some weirdo in a cardboard box. This is the witness? This disguise is how I get my scoops. But you're right, it's me. So tell me everything you know for Juniper's sake. Wait a second. Miriam. Repeat what you just said. The lawyer of brains as bad as his ears. Poor Juniper. I'm taking the stand tomorrow. Tell me everything you know for Juniper's sake. Clear enough for you this time? Oh? What was that? I thought so. Athena, my bracelet's reacting. Really? That means... a lie already. That was quick. Taking the stand in the trial tomorrow. Where's the lie? When there's a specific thing that lights up, you're supposed to look for something. Tell me everything you know. So, okay, so basically how this works is there's a lie somewhere.
Gotcha!
Miriam, your unease is betrayed by a little habit of yours. Think you can see through me with your silly little guesses? You're wasting your time. I boxed impenetrable. Nobody sees the real me. Ah, I blew that one. You're completely boxed in now, Miriam. And Apollo's power is like a box cutter with X-ray vision. Prepare to be exposed. Don't exaggerate, Athena. I'm a lawyer, not a superhero. Okay, so it's not the sweating. There's something else. Probably the hands. Let's look at her hands. I think it's me for Juniper's sake. That part.
Gotcha!
There we go, I knew it, the hands. For Juniper's sake. That's strange. You suddenly tightened your grip when you said, for Juniper's sake. It's like you subconsciously teased up because you're lying. What are you talking about? When did I ever lie? Okay, then. Let me ask you this. Why were you selected as a witness? That's an easy one. I'm the editor-in-chief of the Themis Herald. The newspaper editor. I know everything there is to know about campus, even the darkest of secrets. So, the person who writes gossip in a newspaper is going to be called as a witness. Yeah, this is a very credible witness at trial. Editor-in-chief, huh? Pretty impressive. Yeah, well, it's a lonely one-woman operation. I do it all myself, from reporting to editing to publishing. Still impressed. I'm a perfect storm of journalism because I bring it all to the table. And this is the evidence here. An extra edition of the Themis Herald, published to coincide with the mock trial. An extra edition of the school paper that covers the mock trial. Thanks, Miriam. You revealed who you truly are. Someone who's never had Junie's best interests in mind. What? Are you questioning our friendship? Look, you may want answers, but... no can do because what you're saying conflicts with this piece of evidence. This.
Take that!
That's the Themis Herald, the paper I publish. What about it? Are you really that dense? This article is full of malicious lies about Junie. It's definitely not something a true friend of hers would write. You've got it all wrong. Another staff member wrote that one. I don't think so, Miriam. You even said it yourself just a moment ago. It's a one-woman operation. Or did you forget already? If you ever just given me the info you have. Stupid pawn. Juniper's just using you. Now, I want the truth, Miriam. You hide in your box in order to collect gossip for your sleazy paper, isn't that right? You're not really friends with Juniper, are you? No duh. She's the target of my scoops and my readers demand dirt. Extra extra, the dirty little secret of the squeaky clean student council president. Dirty little secret. Alright, what are you planning to say in court? So this is the most typical scumbag journalist that you have here. I'm a witness to her part in the crime. I'm going to tell it all in a shocking expose. Yeah, the end justifies the means. That's my brand of tell-all journalism. The end justifies the means. Wait a second, that's what Professor Means said. End justifies the means. In this dark age of the law, many of us embrace Professor Means' methods, even future judges. I'm even adopted an end justifies the means brand of journalism, which includes tape recorders secretly hidden all over our campus. Secretly recording every last word without anyone being any the wiser. Doesn't she realize that's totally illegal? And one of them was at the scene of the crime. The art room. You put a tape recorder in the art room. What did it record? You wanna know? You really wanna know? Yes, please. That's so nice of you two. Like I'd tell you now, the big scoop comes out in court tomorrow. Fisk, you're so mean, Miriam. According to my evidence, Fatal Fissure has opened, between the three of them. And her name is Scuttlebutt. Yeah, that's literally what her last name is. Who, Junie, Hugh, and Robin. And what do you mean by Fatal Fissure? Rift in the trio. Juniper, Hugh, and Robin used to be the best of friends. Used to be. They still seem to get along fine to me. I did some Discord, though. I did send some Discord, though. You don't know anything. Professor Means has his followers, and Professor Court had hers. That their intelligence is inescapable. Are you implying that one of them adheres to that extreme idea you and Professor Means have? But why would anyone follow that philosophy? How could you possibly understand? You're new around here. Miriam, wouldn't you feel better if you came out of that dark and into the light? I can see finding it here. You'll be the one seeing the light in court tomorrow. Then you'll realize how guilty Juniper Woods really is. We're going to have to cross-examine her tomorrow, but I don't know where to start. Well, let's at least take care of whatever we can today. You're right. Let's see what else we can find out. Present. Maintenance area. October 24th, MS Legal Academy. I like how since the game's taking place in fall, you start seeing the leaves fall. I like that little detail there. So this is the maintenance area. Let's see. During the mock trial, Prosecutor Gavin said that the art room is right above here on the 3rd floor. And that body was dropped from there onto a high jump mat from the storehouse. I see the mat already, right? And then he claimed the body was transported to the stage in a ball cart. And then, there's someone else here. Hey, it's Robin. Whoa! You scared the crud out of me. Yikes, right back at you. So what are you doing out here? I'm working out so that I can become strong enough to save Juniper. But I'm so worked up. My training brace is almost breaking at the seams. Alright, the girl you like got arrested, so you're psyching yourself up to rescue her. Yes, because I'm the manliest of manly men. That's why I work out with my manly brace. Except that I hear some discord in that manliest of men's voice of yours. I don't mean to be rude, but can't you talk about shouting? Sorry, I'll try not to shout so much, if at all possible. That is, which is not at all possible, by the sound of it. So do you mind if I ask you some questions about as Junie's lawyer? No problem, ask away. Keep them coming, man! Ouch. My ears already. Robin Newman. Robin, could you tell me a little bit more about yourself? You want to know about me? I'm a second-rate member of the Fine Arts Club. Fine Arts Club? Looks like broken pottery or plaster. Maybe this is the source of that noise we heard. There were supposedly 2 statues on this stage. I seem to recall hearing that a code from the Fine Art Club had made them. 2 big banners and a pair of wicked statues. This is just an illustration, but it's not half bad. So, he is responsible for the art. Yes, he's responsible for the art, but Hugh is responsible for the archery. So, basically, we got 2 suspects now. Wicked statues. Wait, are those supposed to be you and Mr. Wright? Bingo for all I know, and they were so big and magnificent, too. What a terrible waste. Say, did you create those stage statues by any chance? You bet I did, both of them. Put my blood, sweat, and tears into those things, man. It must have been terrible seeing them all smashed up like that. Nah, I couldn't face Professor Court if I let something like that get me down. What do you mean? Professor Court was the Fine Arts Club advisor. He was all about truth and beauty, man. He always said, the only good result is the truth. That end. Only lawyers who seek the truth for legitimate means produce worthwhile results. Yes, I'm totally on your guy's side. She must have been an incredible woman. Yes, yeesh. You call me loud when I practice my chords of steel. About the murder. Aw, man! Why'd I have to take the prosecutor course? I mean, how am I supposed to save Juniper if I'm studying to be a prosecutor? Don't worry, I'll clear Junie's name, you'll see. The 3 of us had a dream. We swore we'd make it happen together! Sorry if I'm shouting a bit, guys. I'm just trying to simulate him. Prosecutor, lawyer, judge, the 3 of us would hold fair and honest trials. The dark age of the law, ha! We were gonna put a nail in his coffin, man! Wow, you guys swore to do that. But no! That stupid school rule had to ruin it. School rule? Which one? Anyone with a prior conviction, no matter how minor the offense, they won't be allowed to graduate from this stupid, holier-than-thou school! A tough legal academy with even tougher rules. Junie will never become a judge unless I can prove her innocence. And if I fail, the 3 of them will never realize their dream. It's like someone put pressure on my pressure. Well, I think I've talked to everyone who is somehow linked to the case. Okay, maybe it's about time we wrapped things up our investigation. Oh wait, we haven't met with Junie yet. Yeah, you're right. Let's head over to the detention center. October 24, detention center, okay. Dina, thank you so much for coming. She called me Dina like she used to. Maybe she's finally letting her guard down. The script. Junie, the crime's unfolding exactly like your script. Any idea what's going on here? We wanted to make it fair, so the script was kept secret until the day of the mock trial. And the only people who knew the details were Professor Court and I. Nothing we haven't heard already so far. However... Yes? What is it, Junie? Well, there was this one article in the school paper. You mean this one? It's more like a tabloid piece than a newspaper article, if you ask me. I've been worried that the trial would wreck the friendship between Robin, Hugh, and me. He wants to stay friends. Both of the guys are hoping to take it to the next level. Oh, the passion of high school drama. Wish I could have experienced it. And I know I shouldn't have, but I revised the script to favor the prosecution. Professor Court noticed it immediately and changed it back. Ah, so if Robin had won, he wouldn't have been able to confess his love to Junie. That would have kept the trio's relationship the same. Never knew Junie could be so devious. Sorry, I guess my personal problems probably won't be of any help in court, huh? You never know. Help often comes from the most unexpected places. Thanks, Juniper. The owl. I was wondering about that owl you had on you when you were arrested. Detective Fulbright, we found this in the suspect's pocket. Why? There's blood on this. That's evidence we made for the mock trial. A mock trial? Never heard of such a thing, but sounds fishy to me. Real fishy. It was the murder weapon from the mock trial. Professor Court and I were prepping it in the art room until the day before the trial. I didn't even realize I still had it on me until I was arrested. Then we've nothing to worry about. There shouldn't be any, way to link it to the crime. Still, that blood red color on the owl bothers me. Wasn't it just paint or something? I mean, I was looking at it from a pretty far away, but it probably was just paint. But that's what bothers me. It wasn't on the owl when we were preparing it yesterday. It wasn't. Then how and when did it get there? Well, before the mock trial began, I showed Dina and Mr. Wright to the waiting room. Then I went back to my dressing room to get the trial props we were going to use. That's when I found the art room key and the owl with what looked like blood on it. A key and the owl. Professor Court normally has the art room key since she's the Fine Arts Club's advisor. And since the key was there in the dressing room, I thought she was the one who had painted the owl to look like it had blood on it. After all, she always insisted that the props should be realistic, so... The owl suddenly shows up on the day of the trial with what looks like blood on it. I have a really bad feeling about this. Probably not paint. Me too. But let's not jump the gun on this. Mock trial prep work. You and Professor Court were busy preparing, for the mock trial together, yesterday, right? Was that the last time you saw her? Yes. I left school at around 6 p.m. Did you notice anything different about her? No, I didn't notice anything out of the ordinary. She looked and acted the same as always. I would have never guessed she'd end up like this. It looks like we're about out of time. Thank you for coming to see me. We'll do everything we can to prove your innocence tomorrow. I know, and I believe in you, Nina. Well, I should go now. Bye. Is she gonna be alright? She's like a shadow of the girl we met back at the academy. The Junie I knew was always like that, a little weak and sickly. But the fact that she's lifted her facade shows that she trusts us. Even still. What is it? Well, when Junie and her two friends were talking about their friendship, yeah, you sensed like something wrong. I sensed some discord in their hearts. Yeah, there's something wrong. Seriously? Yeah, but it was really faint. I might have been mistaken. There's no reason to doubt their friendship, is there? There's something wrong. Something's off here. Don't worry. Everything will be fine. You and Juniper are friends, right? You know that that friend I mentioned to you earlier. Well, get this. Whenever something's troubling one of us, the other can just feel it. That's real friendship. I suppose you're right. Might as well forget about that and concentrate on the trial. Yep, tomorrow's the big day. Let's sort out what we know so far. Okay. The victim, Professor Constance Court, was murdered in the art room on the 3rd floor. Then her body was moved to the outdoor stage in the quad. Also, the location where we found the body was just as the mock trial script described. I wish those were the only similarities they shared. What do you mean? What I mean is the script and the case are exactly the same in almost every respect. So it follows that the actual trial may very well unfold just like the mock trial did. Oh no. The mock trial ended right before the prosecution was about to win. Well, that's not gonna happen. This time, Junie will be declared not guilty. Of course, I intend to get out our results the honest way. We can do this. We'll be fine. After all, I have Apollo and he's the king of being fine. Okay, guys, so thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this part. I will have the next part for you guys as soon as I can. Yeah, I will say, this case is already turning out to be one of my favorite cases. I find the backstory behind this case, like the murder at like the law school, I find this to be much more interesting than the aquarium one. The aquarium one is pretty cool too, but the intro to this one, the whole backstory, I find this to just be really interesting. So we're gonna see where this goes. So thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day, guys.